Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about something really interesting, the psychology of spending money and its impact on long-term wealth building. Many people believe their financial challenges come from not earning enough. Often the deeper issue is behavioral rather than income. Spending habits, emotional reactions, and mindset shape financial outcomes over decades. Understanding the psychology of money is therefore essential to long-term wealth building. So let's dive into stress and the feeling of gap. Spending behavior is closely linked to stress. Stress often arises from repeatedly thinking about the gap between where we are and where we want to be. This gap may be financial, emotional, or related to life circumstances. Stress also increases when we try to control outcomes that are partly or entirely outside our control. Over time, this creates restlessness and a subtle sense of dissatisfaction. When we buy something new, the brain releases dopamine, which produces a short-lived sense of pleasure. For a brief period, stress feels reduced. However, the underlying concerns remains unchanged. When the temporary effect fades, the urge to spend often returns. This pattern can gradually become habitual. So now let's try to understand the relationship between the sense of lacking and consumption loop. Emotional spending is often linked to a feeling of lacking, a perception that something is missing or insufficient. Purchases can mask this feeling temporarily, but they do not resolve its cause. As a result, the cycle may repeat, leading to ongoing dissatisfaction and unnecessary spending. This cycle does not only affect well-being, it directly affects the ability to save and invest consistently. So let's understand the role of comparison and external influence. Modern life increases the sense of lacking through comparison. Social media, advertising, and constant exposure to curated lifestyles which distort our perception. They often create the impression that others are progressing faster or living better. This environment can subtly shape expectations and encourage spending that is driven more by perception than by genuine need. So now let's understand spending psychology and wealth building. Long-term wealth building is simple in principle. Wealth is a function of consistent saving and the power of compounding. Emotional spending reduces the amount available to save, and lower savings limits our investment capacity. Therefore, limited investment reduces the impact of compounding over time. In addition, emotional patterns often affect investment behavior. People may become impatient, seek quick gains, or react strongly to market fluctuations. This is why wealth building is as much about psychology as about numbers. So now let's understand why self-awareness matters. Many financial tools focus on mechanics such as budgeting and tracking. Those tools are useful, but they do not address underlying behavior. Sustainable changes begins with awareness, recognizing emotional triggers, observing patterns, understanding why certain spending impulses arises. Practices such as reflection, journaling, and mindfulness can help build this awareness. Over time, this leads to more stable financial behavior. So let's now understand the long-term perspective coming from consumption. As awareness improves, spending often becomes more deliberate. Decisions become less reactive and more intentional. This naturally supports a longer-term perspective. Savings becomes more consistent. Investing becomes calmer. Financial goals become clearer. This focus shifts away from short-term satisfaction towards stability, freedom of choice, and long-term outcomes. So in closing, financial outcomes are shaped by repeated small behaviors, spending patterns, savings discipline, investment temperament. These behaviors are strongly influenced by self-awareness. When we understand our motivations and emotional patterns, money decisions become more balanced. Compounding has time to work, and long-term wealth becomes a realistic outcome rather than an abstract goal. Thanks for watching.